Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of Minis and Mayhem, Campaign 4, The
Woo!
Unfallen Fortress.
Let's go.
I am once again your Dungeon Master, Joan, joined, of course, once again by our lovely players, Trevor, Terry, Ray Barnes, Patch Casey, Tomio Fujino, and the ever wonderful Jarid Castiglione. We are once again embroiled within the strange ongoings at the Unfallen Fortress. And last time the players discovered that, hold on, this day is awfully familiar.
Haven't we
This
been here
day seems
before?
very much like the last. Yeah, it's rather strange. Already the players are making steps to change the timeline, but we'll see exactly how that goes. Let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. As I remember, Eden, you were currently headed on your way to the armory you just passed by Izzer.
Yes.
Currently followed by Belle and your little handmaiden.
What's her name again?
I don't think you ever asked for her name.
No, I don't need to know. That's fine. I don't need to know.
It is Internita.
Okay.
What?
Internita.
That is not
Don't think so.
her name.
Oh,
She
okay.
does
I
have
don't
a
think
name,
so.
but that's not her name. Anyway, yeah, so you head into the armory. Like, everything in here is incredibly well maintained. What a surprise. You have two very skilled blacksmiths working on the grounds. There's not exactly a ton of conflict here. So it's pretty well stocked. There's enough swords and spears and shields for everybody who needs to be involved. You see an area where there's sort of like bows set up, most of them currently unstrung, a bunch of quivers that are filled with arrows. Like, it's a well-stocked armory.
Okay, that's good. I didn't know how prepared we were here. I'm gonna take stock, and then I'm gonna try to find, surely there must be an attendant or someone that's just in charge of, keeping track of everything in there. Surely,
Like a quartermaster.
yeah, like a quartermaster.
Yeah,
That's what that's called.
There doesn't seem to be an attendant in the room. No.
Okay. He's gonna huff and be a little frustrated at how lax everyone is right now. Considering there's an encampment outside. And it's gonna go, okay, just breathe through it. Invasion. Captain is useless. Someone has to take charge, and that's you.
Are you alright, Your Highness?
Have you looked past the fortress today? Past the walls?
I can't say that I really have. I've been a little focused on my work.
Which is good. That's good. If what I think is going to happen will happen today, we are going to get invaded. And we need to prepare now.
But, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, after all, in this fortress, it never falls.
That is the lore, isn't it? That is the lore. I'll call it premonition, fate, or I'm delusional. Either is fine. I want us to be ready. So let's go get the guards. All of them. And get them ready right now. And I'll make my way to the barracks.
Cool. Yeah. So you exit out into the grand hall. Belle and your little handmaiden continue to follow along behind you. You do see some soldiers just hanging out in the grand hall, having a good time, having some food. Pretty relaxed morning around here.
I'll would the foyer be the best place to have them all gather right away?
In that main hall? Yeah, probably. Yeah. Probably the best place to get everyone.
I'll bark at them to get to the main hall immediately.
Cool. Yeah, you pop your head into the barracks. you give your announcement as the technically highest ranking person there. They're a little confused as to why you're the one making the order, but they all acquiesce, collect their things, and in unhastened pace, they start making their way towards the main hall. Let's go ahead and check in on how everyone else is doing while you're running around taking care of this. Let's have a chat with Cindy. What do you have going on today?
Gosh, I think I have a meeting with my fairy godmother today. Maybe she has an idea about what's going on. I'll go and head down to my typical meeting place with Loren. After I
All
make
right.
sure that everyone's suited or attended to from the. Actually, no, I'll call off the early skirmishes today. Sorry, everyone. You are free to combat at each other as you'd like, but my healing services have been temporarily suspended till further notice. I'll be back as soon as I can. Try not to injure yourselves too much. Goodbye.
You hear a few of them kind of go, "Aw," disappointed to not have the healer around. But you do see that they sort of start paying a little bit more attention to exactly where those blades are being pointed as you run off the scene. You head down deeper into the cellars where you usually like to have your meetings. Into the dark of the cellars, you head down, and you feel, that sort of pulsating magical reminder of I'm about to call, I'm about to reach out.
Right. Hello? Is anyone there?
Oh, hello, dearie.
Hi, Durant.
Oh.
Good to see you.
Yes, I have an important warning for you.
Yeah, I had something I had to bring up to you, if you wouldn't mind as well, really quick, like. And I know you don't have a lot of time.
Of course, dear. Oh, of course. So you're very important to me. So it's important for me to know exactly what it is you have to say. Yes.
Beside the silver rose thing that you're gonna bring up to me,
What?
yeah, I had a dream, I think, but it felt so real, and the fortress was attacked, and I was on the cusp of being killed and captured. And then I woke up and it was this morning again.
She looks confused for just a brief moment, just kind of in shock that you knew exactly what it was that you that she was going to say to you, that she was going to talk to you about, the infiltrator from the Silver Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And then a smile crosses her face. Oh. So you've been swept up in the fortress's magic, have you?
The what?
Oh, the magic of the Unfallen fortress. It didn't get that moniker for nothing, you know.
Oh. I was just under the pretenses that it never got attacked. That's what everyone says here, that it just never falls.
Oh, it's been attacked many, many times. That much is true. But every time, somehow, the defenders find a way to thwart the attackers, and, that whole thing. It's almost like a miracle occurs, like they know exactly what to do. And so there are some theories. Some theories that the magic of the fortress allows the people there to prepare supernaturally. It sounds like this entire day has happened before. Is it some sort of time loop, perhaps?
I wouldn't know. It felt so real. So you're telling me that it wasn't a dream?
No, it was almost certainly real.
So I'm to anticipate dying again, or can I come home?
I can't bring you back. Not quite yet. It's very important that we deal with that infiltrator in the fortress. Terribly dark business. In fact, dealing with them will potentially help you with breaking the loop. I wouldn't be surprised if your infiltrator is the cause of this loop occurring over and over again.
Was Cindy there to witness Wolf or no?
To witness what?
Wolf, the wolf mask individual that was attending to the general side.
Cindy, if she was awake, she would have been overwhelmed by guards at that point.
Yeah, I think so too.
And they would not
She was
likely
able
not
to-
have left her alive.
Okay. I guess I'll keep on the lookout. Is there anything else I can maybe do to solve the mystery? I'd rather not be on the cusp of death again, truthfully honest.
Yes, you are most certainly looking for some sort of secret room, a place where the original ritual was performed. You'll need to be able to interrupt whatever caused the ritual.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Actually, I don't know if you remember teaching me this, but remember when we were in the thistle fields, and you helped me. Well, you called it detect magic, but I was just able to find the pollen of those thistles. Do you remember teaching me that spell?
Of course.
Would that work?
It certainly might help you find some sort of ritualistic magic circle. It does have its limits, you know. It can't exactly reach through thick stone or deep dirt, and
Right.
so it may be very well hidden in this place. It might not be as simple as just looking around and casting magic.
Fair.
Perhaps there may be a record of it. That would be the place I would look. Look around for records of the room, or look around for people who might be connected to the fortress and to those who laid the ritual.
As you say, Loren, be safe. It's apparently dangerous out there.
Yes, very dangerous indeed, my dear. But as long as you are under the fortress's magical protection, you can't be truly killed.
Oh.
Not in a way that matters.
Oh, that's comforting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that as a comfort.
Though I do apologize in advance if you suffer many horrendous deaths.
I trust you, Fairy Godmother, so thank you for your guidance as always.
I am honored by your trust, my dear.
Yeah, you would never do anything to hurt me. Oh! Check this out. And I will cast Create Bonfire. Pretty cool.
Very good.
Yeah.
Creating a full-on bonfire, and that might not be the safest place to do it, though. As you can see, you are in an enclosed room, and the fire has a tendency to take the air from it, which you need to breathe.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't breathe. That's awesome. That's rather incredible.
Yes, of course I breathe.
Oh, okay.
I can even breathe underwater if I need to.
Whoa. You'll have to teach me that one. When I get home.
I'm afraid that one is not quite a spell, but perhaps I can teach you a few things about dealing with the water, indeed. But do your best not to die too horribly this time around, and let me know how it goes in the next time around.
Okay. Perfect. I will. Well, I hope I won't see you tomorrow, or today. I'll see you when I see you, I guess.
Very good. I
Bye.
love you. Take care.
Yes.
Toodles.
Toodles, indeed.
And then her astral projected form just vanishes.
I will extinguish the bonfire. Where would I know where they would keep records? I'm sure someone knows. Maybe I'll ask the priestess. Well, I guess I can wait. I'll head out of the deep dark dungeon, but I will intentionally take my time, keeping an ear and eye out for anyone else that might be around here.
Cool. You go ahead and wander back out, keeping an eye out for anyone else who might be in the area. Let's go ahead and head back to Tempo. Tempo, you had just wrapped things up there. You'd sent Francesca to go deal with the captain. Were you headed that way yourself?
I think Tempo would actually be headed over toward Eden's quarters. And if he is not mistaken, around this time, even though they are usually late on their schedule, they would be heading down and past the smithies. So Tempo's actually going to try to go up to their quarters to try to like intercept them before they get to the blacksmiths.
So, Eden, much to your surprise, is actually, like, as soon as you enter into the main room, Eden is already there. As I remember, Izzer was also in the room. I wasn't sure where your plan was. So, Izzer, you were in the main hall as you see Eden, running around, trying to gather all of the guards into one area. You see Tempo approach as well. You see Eden wandering around the room dressed in what looks like a much more princely outfit than they usually have been known to wear. With a little handmaiden and, of course, Belle trailing around them the whole time.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Were you addressing me?
Oh, I think if I see you first, I think Tempo would kind of like give you a look of like, did you feel it too?
I think we had that conversation out of character. I think we had that conversation back at the forge.
Yeah.
That's when Izzer took off like a
That's
shot.
what led
towards
you
Oh,
to
that's
the
right. That's right.
Priestess's power.
In that case, I would just give Izzer a nod and then go to Eden. But if you're going to do something, go for it.
I had Priestess Tani with me. I was leading her to the the captain's office with her because that had been the original plan. The first time around was to cast restoration on our good captain. So, so what you see is Izzer is a little confused. And you might have heard him say to Eden across the room, "Don't go." And as in, don't go outside. And other than that, that he's sort of parting any crowd in front of him with it leading the high priestess towards the captain's office, Captain Ricard's office, because he needs to be dragged into sobriety by his bootstraps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real.
So yeah, returned nod, and just if you're in his way, suddenly no, you're not.
Iconic.
Yeah. I think
the priestess is following in Izzer's wake up towards Captain Ricard's office, and she looks kind of just irritated, deeply irritated.
Mm-hmm. I think whatever Izzer is doing, I know for a fact to be important. Like, they don't do anything menially, so like I have no concerns as to like what Izzer is doing. It has to be for the benefit of, or for like the good of this. If not for the good of this like castle or its people, at the very least good for us, the people that had felt this effect. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's being dealt with. Whatever's happening to the high priestess, that's being catered for. I keep going toward wherever Eden is.
Yeah, Eden's probably just like probably talking to some like, obviously not the captain, but like some attendant guard that's there, and like giving them orders to go round up everyone from training and bring them in, and to make sure the barracks are empty, and just like giving out directions to try and get everyone that knows how to fight in this keep into the room so we can strategize and plan and at least get ready.
In that case, like in the midst of all this, I would Tempo would approach and would still bow their head. Your Majesty.
Oh, Tempo. Good, you're here.
Did you also feel those effects? That same dream? Did it feel familiar to you?
It did, very, and I'm not willing to let it end the same way.
I admire your initiative, but I already talked to Cindy, and I already briefly spoke with Izzer. They also seem to be of the same mindset, and I'm glad that you are too. It sounds like none of us are, all of us are on the same page. Now, in that dream, did you also have premonitions of a bard? I think is a little bit of all-encompassing of a career for whoever they are, but
Bard.
do you know of
What
any sort
were
of
they
instrument
wearing?
player? I believe some fairly bright colors and a glowing wrist of some sort. I couldn't really tell, though. They seemed to be hiding it. It had like a small cape, silver hair. Does it sound familiar?
I saw someone when I was leaving in the premonition in blue, but I don't remember where they were going.
Right. And in that premonition, I believe there were some points in this fortress where I wasn't sure if they were weaknesses or if they were some sort of attack from some sort of ballista or a catapult. Certain areas of the building that had disintegrated before our very eyes. Does that also seem familiar?
Yes. In the sense that I saw the aftermath of it, but not the initial of it, I believe.
Right. I've been telling... Wait, where were you in this?
I went out.
Greetings, Belle. And I'll give them a bone.
Yes. Oh, Belle. It was... I went out to the encampment, and that's waiting outside. It's there right now. Have you seen it?
Regretfully, I have, Princeps. That does not bode well.
No.
And
I'll prepare the troops. From what I remember, the captain was inebriated.
Less than sober, as far as I recall as well.
Joy.
Well, thank you for preparing the troops. I've sent word to the captain, but I doubt very little good will be done in that direction. I'm gonna find that bard, whoever they may be, see if I can't make sure that we're all on the same page here.
What do you plan to do with him?
That's a good question, but I think they may know more than perhaps he leads on.
All right. Well, if he gives you any trouble, throw him in the dungeon. I'll make sure you have clearance.
Thank you, Your Highness. And I think I will try to head from that last cycle. Where did I see Justine first? Was it in the courtyard, right? When I pointed them out and kind of like waved over?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Okay. I'll go in the direction of where I saw him walking from and see if I can't try to meet him like while he is still in transit going to wherever he's going.
All right. Yeah. So you head to the place where that fellow walked through earlier, but you don't see him there. He's not whatever he is, he's not following the same path exactly that he followed the other day.
Oh, by God, of course. He would have had that premonition too. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Shoot, what'd he be thinking of? Maybe... What would he go to first? Talk about a magic... Where's the source of magic power around here? And I think he would start, like, looking around of, like, is there a source of, like, of magical, of inherent magical energy that I'm like, yeah, that's where our mysterious bard would be?
Nothing comes to you like blatantly and immediately, like big, powerful magical artifacts. They're not usually the kind of thing that are like kept around a fortress like this. Usually something like that would be kept in like the wizard's tower or the like the actual like castle proper way back at the capital. Like obviously something magical has happened here because you're reliving the day. So something must be magical somewhere. It's just a question of where do you find that and how.
I don't remember. I asked him to hunt for the captain, and it's like I caught him mid walk. Where the devil would he be? And I'll start like walking into like I'll start walking to each of the guards of like, have you seen this man? Have you seen this man? And go to like every single person that I encounter, just like zigging and zagging back and forth into this fortress of like describing person. Have you seen this person? Where have they been? You haven't seen them? Okay, cool. And I'll just do that for everybody I meet.
Before Tomio overrides all the guards, can I have a chance to act before he does that? Okay.
Yeah, like, okay, so I was actually about to just go ahead and cut to you. Ian, you were sneaking out towards the edges of the buildings. Like the gate is still up, but you could probably like climb up through the ladder as long as you have like a way to drop down. But even just climbing up and looking over the edge, as long as no one's like currently paying attention, you can look down and you see that yeah, someone has like painstakingly sort of carved out a small section of dirt underneath or in the castle walls and like packed what looks to be sort of a small barrel down there. Okay. Packed it in several places where you remember the explosions to be located.
Okay. After seeing that, I'm going to look around for the nearest guard that looks to be have their wits about them, paying attention. Do I see anyone like that?
There are currently 2 guards posted on the wall. One of them appears to have like a paint set up, and the other is sort of like fiddling with a crossbow.
I will go to the guard that has the paint set up, because clearly they have nothing else better to do. And I will approach them and do a little bow, as a bard may do. And
if bard bow,
are they paying attention to me?
A fellow fine purveyor of the arts. How may I help you, my friend?
Soldier, listen and take heed. I have a message for the fair Princeps of this keep. An attack is coming. Prepare the garrison. Also, be aware that a figure in a red cloak with a white mask bearing a wolf insignia is looking to search the captain's quarters for something. So potentially post some guards there or something. You should really bring this message to the Princeps or somebody else in control. I'm just a friendly bard passing through. I just thought I'd mention that. There's a army outside. I don't know if you've noticed it.
Can you, just real quick, I'd like you to make me a deception check with disadvantage.
Can I cast guidance on myself before I do that?
Of course, yeah. Go ahead, cast a guidance on yourself.
Okay. If this doesn't work, I have an alternative way of doing this.
Insane behavior.
A little bit.
So here for it.
Deception. Wow, I can't. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Can't find it because I have a 0 in it. So that is a 14, and then I roll a D, 1d4.
1d4, and you add
Yeah.
that to the effect.
Please
That's
get a
right.
4.
Oh, please, yeah. A 1. Let's go. 15.
Solid,
Awesome.
solid
15.
15.
Okay,
though.
very nice. Cool.
13. It was with disadvantage.
13.
It was with disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
So
Okay.
that's gonna be 13. Okay. So the guard kind of like, well, I'm a little confused that you'd be like talking to me about it. You know, I am just a guard, and why are you not taking this to the Princeps yourself? Wait a minute, I don't remember us opening the gates this morning. How did you get in here?
I've been in here for a while. I've been practicing my tunes in the mess hall. Didn't you see me in there? I'm pretty hard to notice. I mean, miss. Excuse me.
Well, I've been out here since the early morning, so no, I did not notice anyone in the mess hall when I was in there.
And I also figured
Um,
you're setting up paints, so you probably don't have anything better to do, so you might as well deliver a message, right? Just try to be helpful.
Well, I am kind of on, the sentry duty right now and paying attention to the landscape. The painting is a great way to pass the time. I am not sure whether I should arrest you for being suspicious or escort you to the princess myself or get someone. Looks down to the courtyard. Hey, one of you boneheads! Someone take this man to the Princeps or the captain or
Wait,
someone.
hold on.
Someone with some sort of authority.
I don't have time to do that, unfortunately.
A couple of
I have
guards, come walking up the stairs towards you.
Right.
Oh, not to worry, sir. We will take very good care of you. Yes, we will take very good care of you. Oh,
No,
my
I
name
appreciate
is
it.
not
So
Pierre.
hold on,
Oh, my
real quick.
name is not Francois.
Let me be clear, gentlemen. You're not going to deliver my message, and you intend to have me do it instead because you want to.
Oh no, we're going to deliver you because we feel the message will have the most impact if you're the person delivering it. You as the one who experienced it. You have the message, yes. So we're going.
Yeah, no,
to
I have the
deliver
message.
you.
Yeah.
And
you
so
know what?
Ethan then kind of hooks an arm underneath your shoulders.
Wait, hold on. Before they do that, before he does that, I want to just speak and say, to be clear, you heard what I said, though, right?
Oh yeah, I heard what you were saying.
Oh, okay, so you were paying attention. Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast invisibility.
Cool. There is sort of a flash of numerical digits that wrap around your body, and as they dissipate, you're gone. Sacre bleu! Where did it go? They
I'm hoping that's shocking enough that they'll go tell someone about it.
They sort of pick up their swords and start poking around the area, trying to find you. It's easy enough for you to dodge because there's not thrusting their swords out at high speed or anything. They're just kind of tapping the spot. Are you heading back down the stairs?
I'm actually gonna hop over the side of the wall to the jump.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do you have a way to cushion the fall?
Actually, I think I do have feather fall. Let me double check. Wait, actually, if I don't have feather fall, I might not do that.
You might be dying here if you do.
I don't think I prepared feather. I did not prepare feather fall, so I'm actually not going to do that. I'll just go back down the stairs.
I'm gonna go back down.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not die this early.
He thought about it. Ian was and then turned.
Yeah. No, I looked and I realized how far of a drop.
I'm gonna hop over the wall. Oh, I don't have featherfall.
Cool. Go ahead and make me a stealth check with advantage, just to be safe.
Oh, sure.
Drop my dice. There we go.
Come on. Yo, let's get nat 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll do it. Cool. Yeah, it is not an issue to brush past these guards.
Cosmos is with
especially
you
while
and
invisible.
wants you to be stealthy.
Yeah.
You sneak across the courtyard past the guards that are kind of out there. A lot of them are looking around behind you. You hear, "Did you see that? He vanished. He gave us some sort of cryptic message, and how did he get in here? Quick, we must inform the Princeps that there is an assassin among us.
Yes. Okay, perfect.
So the guards go, they come down from the place. They go running towards the building. Where are you currently headed?
Now that the guards are gone, can I raise the gate to get out?
Yeah, you can. There's like a winch. I would have you make an athletics check to see if you have the strength to lift it, because normally like you have a guard on either side sort of like working together to open those gates. So can you go ahead and make me an athletics check?
Athletics, my weakness.
Athletics check, yes. Strength athletics.
If I cast guidance while I'm invisible, does that cancel guidance? I mean,
You still
invisibility.
have the guidance in effect. It maintain. Well, actually, guidance is a concentration spell, isn't it?
Yeah, so it would override it. You're right.
Yeah, so it's been overridden by the currently by the invisibility. So you could drop the invisibility if you wanted guidance.
No, I'll just do it. Let's just go for it. You said acrobatics,
Right.
or did you say strength?
Nope. Strength athletics.
Athletics, copy. Well, let's see what we got. Let's see what the universe wants. 15.
15. Okay. It is an incredibly different challenge, but yeah, you slowly begin to turn the crank, and the doors pull open.
Perfect. I'm gonna go through the door, like wench it somehow so it doesn't close behind me.
Yeah, you find like easy enough till you find a thing to like you can pull back that sort of like wenches it in place, and you head down the stairs and are able to walk out without anyone harassing you. But over on the other side, one of the guards is just kind of looking at all of this, like the doors opening on their own, you who just vanished out of thin air, the rest of the guards going off talking about an assassin. It's like, what in the world? Anyway, let's go ahead and cut back to Izzer, who is plowing through the main hall, headed up towards Captain Ricard's office. When you arrive, Francesca is already in there, sort of like collecting bottles off the desk as Captain Ricard kind of reaches out. No, don't take their collectibles.
Right. And I'm my own mule's arse. Ah. Pardon. Starlight.
I'm not at all
will.
offended. I think that's an appropriate use of the language right now.
And Izzer will fully open the door for her, step out of the way, and nod to Francesca, and then remember how she died, and sort of pale, and cough a little awkwardly again, and I brought the priestess to get him in shape.
Thank you. I will just gather up the rest of the bottles here and get them in this box. Oh, thank you. Behind you, Priestess Tani walks up to Captain Ricard. She winds up, and her hands, like, you see it glow briefly, and she slaps him across the face. Oh, what the hell, woman? That was a very good bit of sobriety I had going on here. I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation, Ricard. Of course I understand the gravity of the situation. I need to grab one of those bottles again. Go, come on,
Look
give it to me.
out the window.
What? He turns and he looks. What the fuck?
And now you know.
There's a camping around the... How did I not see this last night? I know why I didn't see this last night. Dear God. It's not like there's any chance of me fighting them anyway. I should just...
No.
Control to someone... What?
and what you see is this grumpy, misanthropic Smith who's been barely said 2 words to pretty much anyone besides, "Can I go home yet?" Since he got here, staring him down and saying, "You are the captain, aren't you?"
I'm a pretty shitty captain. I don't know if you've realized.
You gonna
kind of
change
like-
that?
He takes a long sigh. I tried. I tried so hard to do the right thing. So many men. Who are we even dealing with? Did we have the name of the
Yeah.
man?
No. That hard. And Izzer just sort of like waves away, like it's in a sort of like he's trying to say it's complicated. He said yes, and then he said no, and then he
But do you know the name or do you not know the name? It is important
they're
we
the
know
encore.
what the man
They're
we're
encore.
dealing with.
They're encore.
I'm Korean, obviously. We're on the frickin' border with them. Do you have a name of like the generals, the leaders, the provinces they come from? How many of them? How much information? We just know that there's
Enough
a
to
camp
bring
parked
in-
outside.
Enough to bring in, and he starts counting on his fingers. Let's see, that was 3, 4, and behind were, and he starts counting, and he's like, "I don't know the names. I don't know, but I know there were enough."
Well, we've still got the wolves at the very least.
No, we won't.
What do you mean we don't have the wolves? They're still out there, right?
He turns to the priestess, like, "I can't. How I knew you were going to be poisoned? They'll.
But there was no
Explode.
poison.
And he'll just throw his hands in the air, pick up the box of bottles that Francesca is presumably by this point done with, and
Yes, sir.
and just walk out with it
Oh,
because he's run out of ability to help as far as he knows. He can't
Oh.
give names, and he couldn't count up. He was trying to remember how many units were coming in, but he didn't have words, and words got hard, and he got frustrated and he left with all the bottles.
Okay. Yeah.
But
You
he did
pick
leave
up.
Francesca behind. He did leave the priestess behind, and he did leave Priestess Tani behind, and he did leave Captain Ricard. So
You pick up the bottles and just out of the room. You're gone. Priestess Tani is there with Francesca. You see Francesca sort of like start walking towards the desk as you exit out. You see the Great Hall. All of the men among them all the men and women and all the other folks among them are starting to like gather into the main area seated around. You see Eden, still as always attended by the Handmaiden, and by Belle, of course, standing near the front of the area. You catch sight of Tempo on his way out, seemingly going to look for someone before he ducks back in and starts talking with the soldiers, having conversations with them.
I'll pick up that he's asking about the man in a man in blue. And he'll go like he'll drop the box, punch his fist into his other hand, and say, "That bastard."
Wait, Izzer, have you seen Justine?
No, he left, didn't he?
I don't recall. It was. I think it was a little after me.
Nah, he left. He sneaked away when the wolves went, didn't he?
A trio of guards crash in through the doors, and they're like, "There was a man, an assassin. Somebody came up to the walls. He said something about an army on our doorstep. Said he wanted to talk to the princess, and then the Princeps, and then he just vanished. Just in the air. So we assume he must be some sort of assassin. He was wearing bright blue, and he had a strange glowing object on his wrist."
And Izzer is going to start heading for them. So we already know about the Ancorians. Keep going. And past them.
Man in blue on the wrist. We were up there. I was up there on my duties. Also, painting a picture to pass the time. And then the men came up and he told us that there was going to be some sort of attack from the Ancorians. As you can apparently see outside, he says, looking and gesturing to like the open gate, and said that. Why is the gate open?
And Izzer is already walking past him out the door towards the open gate.
Izzer's taking care of that, so I'm just gonna continue talking with the guards. And those scripture, blue attire, had an instrument perhaps, is talking, you're saying like an assassin of sorts?
Yeah, something like that. They said something about a person in the red cloak, the white mask, the wolf face or something like that.
Did they give any indication of where they'd be?
It's like a captain's quarters, I think. But that can't be right. Like, the captain is up there, and there's other folks up there right now, right?
And
you just came from there, sir?
You three are on your way to guard the captain right now in their quarters, right?
No, we came to warn the Princeps.
Eden's gonna stalk down because they remember, essentially almost getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, go find the person in the red cloak with the white mask now. Take 5 men. I don't care how many you need to take. Go get them.
Aye, sir. We shall scramble the forces, and immediately just takes off. Pierre, you go that way. Francois, you go that way. I will take the stairs. I will go upwards. We will check the roof as well. We will find this person, this red-cloaked figure, and they go rushing off around the castle.
You said there were 3 of them, right?
Yes, there were 3 of them.
Okay. When you say rushing off to the castle, did you...
They are in the castle. They are rushing off to different parts of the castle. One of them is headed off to check rooms on the ground floor on either side. One of them is running up the stairs to start checking the second floor, and presumably they'll get the roof as well.
I'm going to call over to 2 guards that the Princeps didn't already give orders to. I need you 2 to follow me. We're making sure that there are no visitors in our castle, and I'll bring them toward the captain's room.
Cool. The 3 of you head towards the captain's room. Let's go ahead and cut back to Cindy. It's been a while. You hear quite a commotion going on above you now that you've finished your conversation with Lorraine, your godmother.
I think, despite knowing what's happening, I feel like any sort of direct guidance from Loren kind of takes priority, especially kind of knowing that if I'm going to die, I'll just come back anyway. So Cindy kind of disregards addressing the immediate doom and tries to look for ways to prevent such doom. So she's going to go into, is there a place an archive or anything that has historical documents on the keep or anything of that nature?
Yeah, there's a couple of places like that. Like there is, you remember there's sort of like a library on the second floor, and then in the western tower is where the healer's room is, where you tend to sleep. But most of that tends to be more stuff related to your job and to Priestess Tanny also keeps a bunch of books up there.
Hmm.
Usually related to like religion. You're probably gonna have more luck in either the library or if you're looking for something specific, maybe the captain's office.
I'm going to ritual cast detect magic.
Sure.
And that will last for 10 minutes. I'll settle in the library and then cast the detect magic first.
Cool.
And then I'll also be looking for any books that are strangely vacant of dust or like incredibly dusty by comparison to their surroundings.
Cool. So let's see. So you pass through all the commotion. You're not making any attempts to conceal yourself. So like Tempo and
No.
Eden would both see you on your way up to the library.
Yeah.
So you head towards the library, you enter the room, you spend 10 minutes sort of just like ritually casting, and your eyes open with a glow of fire as you look around the room to see any sources of arcane magic within. I'm also going to say go ahead and roll me I'm going to say go ahead and roll me an investigation check as well.
Okay. That is a 14.
Okay. So, immediately right off the bat, like you didn't even have to roll for finding magical things. There is a book that's kind of like sitting out on a pedestal, and some of its text is like you can see it sort of shimmer with some sort of enchantment on its pages, etched into the very words. As for looking around for like books, you do see like one. It's kind of in like a far corner, like wedged way back. Almost like someone was trying to hide it, and you see that it looks very old compared to a lot of the other books around here. Very old and very dusty.
I will take the old and dusty, like intentionally hidden book out of its bookcase and plant it on the table.
Yeah, you pull it out with like a cloud of dust. You kind of have to like wave it away a little bit. You open it up, and it looks like there's a lot of just pieces of parchment inside. You could probably roll these up really easily into like scrolls or something if you needed to. And they appear to be what look like maps of the fortress, but this can't be accurate. It's not possible for this to be accurate because it says that there is a chamber on the outside of the not the fortress walls, but like the actual building itself. You know for a fact that there's just like a small shrine out there. There's no like entryway to a room there, right? That couldn't possibly be correct.
Okay. And you said it's on the eastern, western, north, or southern wall.
It's on the southern wall of the main building.
Okay. What's the shrine for? Or do I know?
You know that the shrine is Priestess Tani like heads down there on a pretty regular basis and maintains it. It's like it's a shrine to the goddess Boros.
Okay. Okay. You said that this book, this one is registering on the detect magic as well.
No,
okay.
the dusty old book is not
found
being found by the tech magic. You just found it. It seemed interesting.
Okay. Cool. I will I'll take that blueprint. I'll make 3 copies of it. And I'll take the 3 copies and leave the original one here. I will do so using Druidcraft, or Druidic, I should say specifically. So only those who understand the language may understand the blueprint. But I will venture towards that location with haste.
Excellent. Yeah, you wrap up the blueprints. You come running out of the room with the scroll in your hand, making haste for the front of the keep. You see again, like the continued searching of the building is still happening. You still see the guards starting to muster. A lot of them looking awfully confused as to what's going on. We'll go ahead and cut back to Ian. You are currently invisible. You're walking out of the fortress. The walls, the gates are open behind you. Where are you headed?
I'm gonna head to the close to that buried object that I saw earlier when I looked over the fence. I'd like to investigate it and see what I'm dealing with here. My intention is to be able to figure out what exactly this is that destroyed the castle walls and to be able to prevent it from doing so. To give myself more time to search for a way to get home. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Sure. So yeah, you walk up, you see the object is kind of buried in there. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check to try and figure out some more information about it.
Sure. What does it look like? Or is it like covered in dirt?
Yeah, it's kind of like covered in dirt. You have to kind of like dig at it a little bit if you want to have any chance of like pulling it out completely. There appears to be sort of like
Oh my god.
small trail of some sort of like black powder leading up to it. That's a
Hey,
nat
yo.
Yeah,
20.
again, a second one in a row. Jeez Louise.
Very nice. Okay.
I swear these aren't loaded dice. This is digital, so...
Yeah, so you pick up this barrel and like almost immediately you can recognize exactly what it is. Like the black powder trailing out, that's gunpowder, some sort of like very rudimentary form of it. It looks like a bunch of it has been sort of crammed into this barrel. It's been planted in such a way that will theoretically cause it to like blast open the side of these walls. Someone came out here and must have been like very subtle about it. It isn't particularly well covered, so they probably had to work really fast in order to get this all in here. But you know that this is a significant amount of firepower. If this thing were to go off, it would probably splatter anyone within the immediate blast radius.
Can
Even if it is a primitive explosive.
So I have a couple questions before I decide how I want to act. The first is, how many do I recall when I was in the courtyard, how many holes were opened up in the walls?
There were 4 of them.
Okay. So I know I don't have much time. I'll look down on my watch and I will consider how heavy this barrel is. Is it something I can move on my own? Okay.
Yeah, it is something that you can move on. It's basically kind of like the weight of like if you were to take like a root beer keg or something and fill it up with sand, that's about what it feels like. So they're decently heavy. You probably you might not be strong enough to carry all of them. Maybe with some assistance you probably could, but at the very least you're able to carry one under each arm with no trouble.
Okay. So I will grab the first one and put it under my arm as you described. And then go around to the other side of the wall. Hopefully I'm not being seen while I'm invisible, so it's going to just look like a barrel floating in the air.
The way I like to rule it, because it's honestly more interesting that way, is that objects that you pick up and carry are now also made invisible to you. So it's more like this object pops out of the ground and then vanishes to sight.
If that's the case, So, Joan, would I have considering I have a watch, would I have special knowledge of when this explosion took place? I did not particularly, I have to say, I did not make particular note during the first time what happened, what time it happened. So I guess that wouldn't be the case. But do I have a general idea as to how long I have? Because I might want to do something tricky.
You didn't particularly take notes. You would have known of the events going on. So it's unless you had been looking at your watch or keeping track of what time it was during the time of the explosion, you probably don't really know. You do know that at that point, the Princeps had come down from the castle, entered out the gate, and left to head down to the camp.
Okay.
So presumably you do still have a little bit of time before any of that would happen. Although Things have changed, clearly. You don't see the Princeps walking around anywhere. You do, however, see a young woman, the fiery red hair. You remember seeing her the other day. You see her marching with purpose, a scroll in her hand, towards what looks like a shrine near the southern wall.
On the exterior of the building?
On the exterior of the building, yes.
Okay,
Sort of like
gotcha.
set around there.
Okay. I will ignore them. I thought that shrine was on the inside of the fortress.
How close is Just Ian in proximity to me?
He is currently invisible, but he would be looking through the gates at you as he is passing by, presumably picking up like a couple of kegs of this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just curious if his being invisible would flare off my detect magic. If he's within 30 feet of me.
He's not quite close enough to you, but it
Okay.
is a good thought. I will double check the map. Let me double check here based on where you are. 30 feet. No, he would be outside of your range.
Okay. Fair enough.
And at about this
I
time,
would like to
Izzer-
take the barrels
Izzer
for the
is-
time being
Oh.
and bring them to like a shrubbed or vegetated area where I can hide them. Is there such a thing around here, or is it pretty barren around the fortress?
It's generally pretty barren, but like you could find like some rocks or something to hide it behind. You do find like a few places with like rocks on them. As you approach, you see what looks like you see these groups of soldiers, presumably sitting there hiding in waves.
Okay.
Each of them kind of like quietly, just quietly, silently sitting there, waiting for
You know
the
what?
right.
Perfect. Because I'm invisible, I would like to sneak around them and place two of the barrels behind them and then run.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You place 2 barrels right behind them, and where are you running to?
30. Nope. 4. Actually, let me look at my character sheet real quick, and I'll tell you exactly how far away I want to go. Why I can't? Oh yeah, 40 feet. I'd like to be 40 feet away, please.
40 feet away. Okay.
Yeah.
So you run 40 feet, still fully invisible. You see the soldiers kind of sitting there waiting.
They didn't notice the barrels appear next to them.
They're a little focused on. It looks like they're watching the sky for something.
Okay. With haste, I'm going to run to the other side of the wall and see if I can find the other barrels that are still buried, and then take them and do the same thing with them.
Cool. This is going to take you a little while to get to, so things might be happening as you're going through that. So let's go back to the rest of the group. Princeps Eden, you have finally managed to gather most of the guards at the very least here in the hallway.
During that whole, like, the guards, going, why is the gate open? Izzer had left the building and headed out the front gate.
This is true. Cool. So yes, you go out. Cindy probably would have come out behind you. Timelines in a time loop story. How much fun. You head out. You see the gates out there. Cindy presumably passing behind you. Are you just sort of like heading up the stairs to close the gates?
No, I've got a face to rearrange.
Cool.
So I'm gonna be looking for, if I heard that he vanished, would I be able to, let's see, Izzer's not stupid. He might be able to come up with, like, maybe looking for disturbed footsteps, like footprints, or like listening for sourceless sounds. Maybe?
We'll call it either perception or survival against Trevor's stealth.
Perception or survival.
That's a
So
very high. Oh, what was your stealth?
I mean, my stealth was a natural 20, but I can re-roll it if I need to for this purpose.
Let's go ahead and re-roll this here because this nat 20 stealth, like you were just kind of like slipping past them fairly easily because they were mostly going on site.
What the hell?
Okay.
Oh my
That
god!
is your
Oh my god.
third
Oh my
nat
God.
20.
This guy rolling 3 nat 20s in a row like it's nothing.
He just wins.
I don't know. I'm using
just
all my
wins.
luck on this non-consequential stuff.
I can't stop winning.
Darn it.
Okay, Izzer, you are sort of like just looking around trying to find anything. If there is in fact like footsteps around here, it's a little hard to see amongst all the rocky ground and rubble.
All right, in that case, and thinking about what Trevor said he was up to, this is probably when, like, Ian might well be in earshot. He's gonna say, "I remember you leaving." Just sort of
Comments,
out
Ian?
to.
No, I don't say anything. I'm being quiet. They look really mad, and I have a task to complete. Also, I don't want to alert the people that I saw hiding behind the rocks. If anything, I would hope that Izzer would be more quiet, but that's metagaming. So.
Yeah, because Izzer has Izzer knows that the walls exploded,
We can't.
and he knows that soldiers came through,
I can't
I
hear
can hear.
Patch. You can hear her. Oh.
but he doesn't know. Oh, that's a good question. Are
Is it just me that can't hear
waiting
them?
Uncorians in earshot?
Hmm.
Oh,
It's okay. We have tech issues from time to time. The Onkorians are relatively close to you. Not that you would know this. They probably are within earshot. They'd probably have to strain to hear. And as I said earlier, like the Onkorians were distracted, so they're probably not going to react to you, at least not immediately.
okay. Well, then Izzer is going to search around fruitlessly, get frustrated again, and there's no finding the bard at this point. So what do you want to do? He doesn't know how the walls exploded. So he'll probably he'll growl over his shoulder, "I'll be watching for you," and head back into the gates and start closing them, because he doesn't want to just let anybody in.
Cool. Yeah. So you search around for a little while, and eventually, you don't find him. He went invisible. If he heard you, he's clearly not responding to you. So you head up the stairs and just slowly close the gates. While this is happening, Ian, you manage to collect the last 2 barrels. You set them out by the Onkorians. Let's go ahead and head back to Eden. You have gathered all of the soldiers together in the hall. Tempo is here with you. Cindy, you saw pass by a little ways out. But you have the troops here gathered in the hall. A lot of them look a little confused. They're talking amongst themselves, trying to figure out what's going on. Some of them are whispering something about like an assassin in blue, because Tomio has been running around asking questions.
You can go, Tony.
I just wanted to head straight to the... What was it? What that guard said. Go to like the captain's quarters with those 2 guards and me and those guards would just go straight there. I wouldn't try to like stop for anyone or anything.
Cool. Yeah. You head straight up to the captain's quarters, and the door is like wide open. You don't even have to open the door. And you hear a shout, "I believed in you. You're a broken man, Ricard." And Francesca sort of like shoves her way past you. "Oh, sorry, I don't mean to
High Priestess.
have." No, this is Francesca. She's like one of the guards. It's like, I'm sorry. I'll just be on my way. And she's just in a complete huff, as marching down the stairs to go join the other guards. Priestess Tanny is still in there. Captain Ricard, you see in there, looking remarkably sober, and with the imprint of a hand on one of his cheeks.
Okay. Tempo, I think, is smart enough to put two and two together, even though he may not agree with the methodology, and would regard High Priestess, and then, in like rank order, then would address the captain, Captain Ricard. I bring urgent news.
Something about the encampment on our doorstep, I assume?
That, among many, the encampment, of course, and Eden is doing a fine job preparing for it, mustering the soldiers below. There was also word of a... How do you say? Word of a man in blue disappearing in front of guards' eyes, who then has brought tale of a man in a wolf mask and a white... I look over to one of the guards, in a white cloak in red. Was that it?
How many more of these assassins are going to be walking straight into our gate?
I look to that guard who was speaking. I'm like, I don't think the one in the blue was the assassin. Otherwise, they wouldn't have warned us of another assassin coming their way. But relevant to this, Captain Ricard and High Priestess, I think that your names are under siege. I think there might be people coming for you, and potentially coming for something that the captain owns, or has used, or it may be in this very room.
Honestly, I don't see what they could be coming up from me. I'm just a washed-up failure. I couldn't save my men, couldn't keep things afloat. Now there's fucking invaders on our doorstep, would probably be known as the captain who failed the fortress.
Captain, we're not dead yet. And
not dead yet, but what exactly are you expecting to have happen? This fortress is not as invincible as everyone says. If they figured that out, they probably already conquered the fortress.
Captain Ricard, the fortress is not invincible. No structure is. It's the people that make it so.
Then we are doomed. If I am to be this supposed leader here, I am not the same man that I used to be.
Then be a better man. There's always time.
There's only so much time before someone bites the bullet. It's not like everyone is going to just come running back up.
I think you'll be surprised by the influence and the power that you wield, Captain. Even if there are others that are working around your guard, there are many around here that are doing their best in the interest of our survival, your survival.
I'll go do it, I guess. I can't. Frankly, I'm not the man I was before. I prefer to be at the bottoms and deal with this.
Captain, this is not obligation. This is for honor. This is for survival. You'll do great, as we know. And I'll kind of like bring out my broken metronome, and for once you would hear like tick, 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 and would like actually tick on time and would bless myself, Captain Ricard, and the High Priestess in the room. And I kind of like put that away. You two, and I'll like look at you, the other two guards. Make sure no one else comes in or out of this room after we leave.
The guards kind of just look at each other strangely, but they nod. Like in times of war, the captain's not stepping up. Someone has to.
High Priestess, are you all right? I heard there was a bit of commotion this morning.
Oh, yes, I'm fine. Apparently there was an attempted poisoning. That there was no poison from. I'll admit, I'm very confused by all of this.
I am too. I do not fall under the pretense that I know all or I know much. But what I do know is that there's a force being mustered as we speak, and they require both of your attention. High Priestess and Captain Ricard, if we could. And I'd kind of like gesture toward the courtyard where all the guards is being mustered.
Captain Ricard kind of like groans and stands up. Let's get this over with. And he stands up and starts walking out. The priestess behind him looks at you and says, I'm so sorry. He hasn't been the same since the incident.
The gods send us all for their various reasons. But if I may pry, with like a lower voice, High Priestess, what incident?
Oh, well, you know all of the people who get sent out here. We all have our reasons why we're sent out to the most remote fortress out here, right? Like even the Princeps out there is probably basically being shoved into a get-along shirt with the blacksmith. But Captain Ricard was here because he was once one of our most celebrated soldiers. Captain Ricard, many of the soldiers here are here because they looked up to him, that young woman included. Unfortunately, his platoon met with an awfully grisly fate. He was the only survivor and he blames himself. I know not what the details were, but as the only man still living, he blames himself for it. It was suspicious, of course, to have one man come back as the only survivor, and so the nobility saw fit to station him here, far away, where he couldn't cause any more trouble and couldn't possibly fail, and he's been like that ever since.
I understand, High Priestess. It sounds like I was sent here for a reason then. I may just be a blacksmith, but I think we can potentially forge some redemption for our captain.
I certainly hope so. He's, concerning at times. Honestly, like, I'm surprised he hasn't handed off the roles to someone else.
Maybe he knows something that we still don't. It's worth asking, for sure. Thank you for indulging, High Priestess.
Always glad to have another man of the cloth in confidence. Shall we go join everyone?
Of course. And I'll accompany the High Priestess and kind of like be like a step behind them and make sure nothing, of course, bad happens to either.
Okay. You head down the stairs. Eden, you are in a room full of people. They're all talking amongst themselves. Tempo comes back down the stairs with Captain Ricard and Priestess Tani in tow. Down the stairs, Cindy is headed out for a while. Izzer wandered out somewhere, and there's still no sign of that man in blue.
One step at a time, Captain Ricard.
Princeps Eden, and he does sort of a mock bow. What can I help you with so early in the morning?
early. It's quite late in the morning, sir.
Yes, I'm aware of the encampment out there, and they've probably been there all night. What is even the... What seems to be the problem?
I'll take the note for Parley. I'll hand it to him. I'll be like, I received this morning.
He kind of pops the
General
wax seal
Fabul.
on it.
Tempo like raises an eyebrow.
No. He closes. No. No. This is not. You're serious.
Deadly.
Jesus. Boros above, we are completely frickin' doomed.
No, we will not be. Boros will guide us.
You don't know who you're dealing with. This is the man that cost me my honor. This is the man that cost me my entire platoon. This is a man who always is 3 steps ahead, even when you're trying to sink 4.
Captain Ricard,
Captain.
if I may. Oh, I apologize.
Tempo,
Eden.
please. Your counsel is important.
Captain, if this is the... what is it? General? Right?
Yes.
If this is the general that has stripped your honor, there's only one person that can regain it.
What, him? You think he's gonna come in here and vouch for me in front of the nobility?
Captain Ricard, only you can regain your honor. This is nothing less than a miracle that we can find ourselves back here again, finding redemption and maybe in plans that may have fallen apart before. I think something about this time, I kind of exchange a look with Eden, this time will be different.
This time we need a miracle.
Well, thankfully you have us.
Captain, it might not be
Blacksmiths
easy,
and a Princeps. Wonderful.
but Tempo?
I apologize, Eden. Well, a princess, Captain Ricard, 2 very qualified blacksmiths, an unknown informant of blue cloth, and I believe of the wicked instrumental skill, and of course Eden, who is self-explanatory in their confidence. I think that is who is going to change the tide.
He kind of like raises one eyebrow and then sort of like gestures at you to sort of like pull off to one side.
I follow.
He kind of leans down close to you and whispers, "How many times have you lived?"
Just
How
the
many
once.
times have you been through this?
Just the once, Captain.
So it's that bad, huh?
Are you the only one that you know of that has been brought into this fold?
I haven't been brought into yours. No, It happened here once before. This isn't the only time we've repelled attacks, you know. Usually it doesn't take much, just a little extra mustering of the men, but I'm guessing this time was different, yes?
And this is the point where some of the things that that Izzer had said might start coming into context.
I think it will be different this time, Captain. And like I'll look at him with like a deep understanding of we have all been in this. All 5 of us that I had mentioned, Captain, we've all felt this effect. And if you have too, then perhaps you have some insight that you can share from one experienced to another.
What happened the first time around?
It was a... If I'm to no longer sugarcoat, it was a bloodbath. And I will look over to Eden and kind of like beckon them into the conversation.
It did not go well. I went out to speak to the general, and I think you can guess how that went. When I came back, the walls were destroyed. All the men were dead. Women. It was impossible.
Our fortifications did not hold. There were 3 separate simultaneous explosions, of which I could not understand their point of contact, and our guard fell apart the moment the enemy came. We must change this.
So he's got mages or something?
At the very least, numbers.
The encampment was huge. I saw no mages, but I wasn't looking.
Numbers isn't quite nearly as dangerous as long as we have the men. As long as we have the wall up and the men at the ready with their crossbows, we should be able to endure most normal sieges, but if they found a way to bring the walls down, we've got to put a stop to that if we're going to have any chance.
I can't speak for either of us, but I have a suspicion that there may be another working for us, doing their best.
In any case, Captain, these men look up to you. They'll heed your word better than they'll heed mine. You must step up.
He kind of looks back and forth at the two of you, and you feel some of the steel come back to his gaze. Yes, I suppose I shall. He turns on a dime, and you see sort of a snappiness to his movements and posture that you haven't seen the entire time you've been here as he marches up to the troops. Attention! Immediately, all of the troops snap to attention, hands up. We face on our doorstep today an enemy the likes of which you have never met. An enemy that I have only faced once, and it cost me my entire platoon. The stakes are different. I'm not on horseback this time, and our enemy charges at our gates. But we need to be prepared. We need to be ready. So all of you, to arms! To your positions! Immediately, all of the soldiers, sir, yes, sir! And they salute. You see Francesca, absolutely brilliant smile on her face. That's her captain. And immediately the soldiers break off. You see some of them go off towards the armory. Some of them run off towards their own rooms to sort of like get dressed and prepared. There's a flurry of activity as the soldiers begin to run around. And Captain Ricard turns to the two of you and says, "Go, I've got this."
With pleasure, Captain. I'd like to turn to Eden, kind of like into Eden's ear. Your eloquence is never to be underestimated.
Eden will just laugh and like pat Tempo on the back and walk with them. And we'll go off to get ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Surely
We haven't talked
Cindy.
with Cindy in a while, so let's go ahead and Cindy, see what you've been up to. You wandered outside. You've got the scroll in hand. You see the shrine to Boros, the goddess of oaths and battles, the primary goddess of the kingdom of Persis-Forz.
I want to approach the shrine reverently, of course, due to the nature of the shrine itself, but with like a anxious and cautious eye, scouting like every possible angle I might be watched or observed from to make sure I'm not.
Yeah, there's like one guard up on the wall, who looks like he's currently helping Izzer get the gate back into position, and so his attention is occupied. Most of the other guards, they're either not visible from here, or it sounds like there's a pretty big amount of them on the inside.
Okay. Is this shrine just a bust or a statue to Voros and a testament to them, or is there like a plinth, any sort of stairs, a walled structure, anything like that?
It's a fairly small structure. Like, you see sort of like a roof over the top of it. It mostly appears to be sort of like a stone altar with like on the top of it like a small statue trying to depict like the artist's interpretation of Boros.
Okay.
On top of it, she sort of looks dressed almost like a war paladin, like a knight. Armor about her person. Under one arm you see like a scroll of laws, the other a sword raised high.
Is the sword pointing a particular direction?
Yes, the sword is sort of just like pointed up. It doesn't seem to be like aiming at anything. This seems to be sort of like a dramatic pose. You do still have the effects of detect magic on you at this point.
Yeah.
So you do sort of sense a magic about this place.
About the place in general.
Yeah.
What's the school of magic?
Sort of, it appears to be, if I'm getting this right, I believe this is transmutation.
Okay. Let's see here. See, Jarid, know a lot about transmutation, but does Cindy is the question. Was I ever taught the nature of transmutation magic from Loren or from my parents?
You probably would have gotten at least like a basic schooling in the ideas of the different schools of magic, and you know enough to know that transmutation like is the ability to sort of like change the properties of an object. So like making an object lighter or heavier, or changing its color, size, shape.
I will kind of, as one would do in like a normal situation, kind of like place their hand to find maybe like a loose button or loose brick, but with that I'll be at each touch point cast mending, which is also a transmutation spell, a cantrip if you will, to see if I can maybe find something to reveal the nature of why this is not on the blueprint that I have, that I'm like referencing each time I'm like touching a point on the altars or the shrine itself.
Excellent. You put your hand against it. You cast mending. You pour magic into it. Your hand suddenly you feel it get flung back in like a burst of fire and sparks. Something repels you.
Well, that's good to know. Does it repel the nature? Does it feel like it's repelling the nature of the physical touch or the magic?
The magic.
Okay. I know that I don't have time to waste. I will back up 30 feet, and I will cast Erupting Earth on the center of the shrine.
Okay. Can you remind us what that spell does?
Yeah, it should just post if I did that correctly.
Here we go. Okay. Erupting Earth. Dear Lord.
Very cool. Very cool.
A fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on the point. Each creature or structure in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature then takes 3d12 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half that much on a successful one. Additionally, the ground in that area becomes difficult terrain until cleared away. Each 5-foot square portion of the area requires 1 minute to clear by hand.
Okay. You place your hand on the ground. You pump heat and flame into it. The heat just causes the ground to just erupt from below, causing dirt and stone to go flying everywhere. Make me a perception check.
17.
17. For just a brief moment, you glimpse what looks like a stone passageway underneath the structure leading down further. It's a little difficult, but you can tell that there is like a passageway underneath the shrine.
Ah, perfect. How do I get to it? Is the shrine intact?
The shrine is spotless.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Well, aside from being like a little dirty, but it is unharmed by the spell.
Okay. I guess the question I have then at this point is the steps downwards into the secret room. Do they line up with any particular facet, like a wall or a set of like stairs or an altar? Anything of that nature?
It looks like you would have to find a way to dig through the stone floors of the fortress in order to reach that secret room otherwise.
Okay. Well, what kind of creatures are about this topography? Are there any sort of, I don't know, like mole rats or creatures that are proficient in digging?
There's probably all sorts of like shrews and stuff around the area, yes. Usually, moles, shrews, small rodents. This area isn't particularly lush with vegetation. It's pretty high up, pretty rocky and craggly.
Yeah. It's like a meerkat of sorts, maybe.
Yeah, so like the largest thing you'll find in this area tends to be like a wolf.
Cool. I would like to wild shape into like a very proficient digging creature then.
Excellent.
You guys see?
so
Well,
you-
no one, everyone, but only the guard would see this. But Cindy's form not only shrinks, but like it kind of melts away. You know, like when you put like a cup of gasoline on like a bonfire. Don't recommend doing this by any means. Extremely dangerous. Do not do that. But if you do, you'll know that like it's a certain burst of flames. You see a burst of flames engulf Cindy, and they are still the nature of the completely black obsidian flames. And her form is reduced to that of a tiny little shrew-like meerkat creature who has a tiny little like collar of fur that is completely composed of that black fire.
Excellent. Yeah, you transform, your shape shifts and shrinks down into this tiny little digging creature, and you just start clawing
Going for
here
it, yeah.
at the structure, trying to dig your way in. We're going to go ahead and cut over to Ian one last time. Ian, you have set all of those barrels down by the soldiers, by the troops that are hiding behind the craggly stone, watching in the sky, waiting for something to happen.
Joan, out of curiosity, would my Arcana check would have revealed as to the ignition mechanism for these barrels?
Yeah, it's fairly simple. Like, there was basically like a small trail of gunpowder leading up to the barrel, presumably like any sort of fire or heat. Like, if you were to drop a match on it, it would probably explode.
Okay.
Or a thunderbolt.
Well, I'm sure there's a few things that could do it. So I'm going to go about 120 feet away from these barrels that I placed. And then I'm going to look at my Force Tech watch, and I'm going to set a timer starting now. And then I'm going to look up at the sky and see if I can see anything, any indication in the sky. Swallow deeply. Okay. And then I'm going to speak clearly out loud so that my Force Tech watch can hear me. I'm going to say, Force Tech restraints code 71 alpha, user Ian Durant. Lift lethality locks until disengaged. And then I'm going to hit a button on my watch, and then you will see a pixel and then spread into multiple pixels. And in my hand will appear a gun. A glowing handgun. Not from this time.
My favorite spell, gun.
Gun. Gun.
And then Ian is going to point said gun at the 4 barrels that he's piled behind the soldiers. And he is going to cast the spell Firebolt using his watch as his conduit from the barrel of his weapon. And I guess I'm going to have to roll to hit that. I was gonna do magic missile, but it's not as cool. So
Yeah. Oh, 21 will definitely hit. So here's what happens. You materialize your weapon, grab a hold of it as the lethality unlocks. You hear the gun sort of like clicking into place as it whirs up a charge. You pull on the trigger, releasing an incendiary around. Your gun, channeling all of their energy into the shot, pulls it away from the invisibility as that fades away. This is an attack. So it begins swirling towards the enemy into the barrels, buries itself deep in one of them, and that's where we're going to leave off for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a wonderful evening. I'm so glad to have you all here. Thank you for joining us for Campaign 4 of Leaves in Mayhem. We will see you for the next episode. We are going to have the next 2 weeks off. We are going to be off for a little while our team takes care of some personal stuff. But don't worry, we'll be right back, and we'll have those episodes posted up here and on YouTube for you. We hope to see you in the future, and everybody have a good night. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Lord Rob!